What is going on, everybody? We are back, and today we are ranking all 40 of the 2022 finest cards. Some criteria that I'm going to be looking for is A, their position versatility, and B, how well they can play their other positions. For example, if they are only a first baseman in a heavy loaded position, can't play anywhere else, or wouldn't play anywhere else very well, that has a big impact on how I rank these cards. Anyways, we got 40 cards to rank, so let's get straight into it. Coming in at number 40 is going to be Hunter Greene. Not a whole lot of impressive things here. He does have outlier on his 4-seam fastball. However, fastball, slider, changeup, 2-seam is not a great pitch mix. 113 hits per 9 is not bad. Stamina is low. Walks per 9 isn't high enough to throw a lot of good dots. So to be honest with you, Hunter Greene's not a great card. He's coming in at number 40. Coming in at number 39 is somebody very similar to him, Spencer Strider. Very similar stats. However, better hits per 9, better Ks per 9. Does also have outlier on the fastball, so exact same pitch mix, but just a little bit better at 39. Coming in at number 38 is Jose Abreu. Good contact, mediocre power, his swing's okay, doesn't play anywhere else than first base, and a loaded position like that, Abreu's going to come in at 38. Coming in at number 37, we have Shane McClanahan. Very similar to both the other pitchers we showed earlier, Strider and Greene. You know, he's got the 4 pitches. At least he has another pitch in there. He does have the curveball. Not that it's a great pitch, but he does have another pitch. Per 9s are still very similar to the other cards. Not a card I would suggest using. He's going to come in at 37. Coming in at 36, we have Sean Murphy. Catcher, cannot play anywhere else. Hitting stats aren't bad. His swing is really bad. Good defense, meh, speed. To be honest with you, Sean Murphy's okay, but there's a lot of other people that will beat him out. Next up, we have Logan Webb. Unfortunately, Logan Webb is not the same Logan Webb we've had in past years. Really good walks per 9, so he can dot. He's got sinker, slide-up, change-up, 4-seam. Like, the fastball and sinker are both not fast enough to really get by people. Slider and change-up are okay, but they're just not going to work in tandem enough for him to be a good starter for you. Dalton Varsho has a really good swing, so I don't want to act like this card's really crap or anything. Decent stats, not great. He plays a really good defense in both the outfield and a catcher with 84 speed. So a decent all-around card, good swing, but he's really not going to play over most of these options, but still a not bad card. Coming in at 33 is Edwin Diaz. He does have outlier on that fastball, which does make him a little bit more effective. 3 pitches out of the pen, all of them really hard, so unfortunately you're not going to be getting many strikeouts. Decent walks per 9, good hits per 9, Ks per 9, but Edwin Diaz probably shouldn't be in your bullpen. Coming in at 32, we have NICO HOERNER. Good contact, power is meh. Defense and speed are also very exceptional. If he had a little bit more power, maybe he'd come and compete with a guy like maybe Jimmy Rollins. Still not a bad card, righty hitter, good defense, second and third secondary, so not bad. He could fill a hole if he needed him. At number 31, we have Dylan Cease. This is as good as a Dylan Cease card is going to get. He's got a sinker, slow off speed. The slider and fastball pitch differentials are actually very good. 122 hits per 9. Walks per 9 is a little bit low. Ks per 9 is high, and the break is high on his pitches. This card is not bad. He could start in a pinch for you. Wouldn't suggest him over some of the other guys on this list, but Dylan Cease can get it done if he has to. Coming in at number 30 is Daniel Bard. You may have expected him to be a little lower on this list. However, Daniel Bard is a reliever, rare position. However, sinker slider doesn't work great. You see it, he's very similar to a guy like Yency Almonte. Doesn't have a good motion at all. It's very readable. So Daniel Bard maybe gets you some ground outs, but he's not a great reliever. But he is a reliever, therefore that position comes in a little bit more value than some of the other positions. At 29, we have Byron Buxton. This card was a little bit disappointing. 88 contact versus right, is not going to play on Hoff and above. Really good defense, really good speed, good power. His swing is not bad, but unfortunately there's just a lot better options. Don't know why he was the collect 15, but you know what? We got a Buxton card. Maybe if you're that skilled, you can use that 88 contact well, but Buxton's going to come in at 29. At 28, we have a very similar card to Byron Buxton. Michael Harris kills righties, actually, very good. Lefty stats are a little lackluster. 98 defense, 99 speed. Very good stats in the field. Michael Harris probably not going to cut it over most people. Maybe a bench bat at a stretch, and that's why we have him a little bit above Buxton, coming in at 28. At 27, unfortunately, we have my boy Vlad Jr. Really wish we got his card from last year. Decent hitting stats, a little lackluster against lefties. Plays first and third. Pretty heavy dominated positions. Diamond defense at first is good. 57 speed's okay. But once again, this Vlad Jr. is not going to beat out. Plus, his swing got a little worse this year, in my opinion. So Vlad Jr. is going to come in at 27. The card nudging out Vlad Jr. is going to be Joey Meneses. He's got 125, 121 against lefties, so he can be a bench bat for sure. Gold defense, plays a few more positions, has a little bit more speed, so he can play those positions okay. I wouldn't suggest him in the outfield unless you absolutely have to. Good swing, good hitting stats. This card is going to come in at 26. Coming in at 25, we have TARIK SKUBAL. He's got a decent hits per 9, but his motion is extremely funky. Hard slider, sinker, good changeup, good curveball, good walks per 9, good Ks per 9, a really good lefty to add into your rotation. He's going to come in at 25. Coming in at number 24, we have Paul Goldschmidt, the biggest collection card out of all of this. Pretty disappointing. Paul Goldschmidt, once again, does not play any other positions. Gold fielding, 125, 125, but a swing is god-awful. Cannot turn on inside pitches. 47 speed. The only reason I have him this high is because he does have max hitting stats. And if you get lucky and piece one up, maybe they'll leave. But Goldschmidt coming in at 24. At 23, we have Freddie Freeman, 125, 125 for contact, 109, 100 power, a little low. He is 6'5", so a swing can get a little long. Gold fielding at first base, can also play third base with 60 speed. So I do nudge him over Goldschmidt just a little bit, but overall pretty similar cards, and both cards I would still not recommend suggesting over the cards higher up on this list. At number 22, we have Nolan Arenado, and maybe you could say he's a little low on this list. His hitting stats are great. His swing feels really weak to me, sometimes really tough to time up with. Really good defense, really low speed, third and first. Once again, a pretty heavy dominated position, so I think unless you really love Arenado's swing or the Cardinals, I would say you're probably better off to go with a couple other people, but overall this Arenado card is pretty good. At 21, we have Jose Altuve, and the reason he is also so low is because he is so low to the ground because of his height. It is really tough to tell his strike zone, hits a lot of baseballs on the ground, does not get great launch angle. However, 77 speed, gold defense, can play second and short, good positions to play, really high contact, really good power, really good vision. So Altuve, overall, a really solid card if you can hit with those smaller guys. Coming in at number 20 is the young phenom ADLEY. Rushman, switch hitting catcher, can also play first, diamond defense, 63 speed. Switch hitting catchers are extremely important if you can get them, similar to a guy like Posada. He's got 122, 100 for contacts with 116, 100 for power. Power and contact against left is a little low, but for a catcher, he is phenomenal. His swing's a little slower this year, but I think he can still get by coming in at number 20. Coming in at number 19, we have Hunter Renfroe, and this is where this list gets really tough to make because so many cards are so good. Renfroe, I have in parallel 1. However, 110, 112 contact with max power. He plays a really good outfield with 93 fielding and 65 speed. Can play left, center, and right. Would not play him in center. He can also play first base. Renfroe's swing is phenomenal if he uses gold and BR early in the year. So Renfroe is going to come in at number 19. At number 18, we have Xander Bogaerts. He nudges out Altuve just a little bit for me. He has better height. He plays short, second, and third. Therefore, he has an extra position. 120, 125 contacts with over 100 power. He gets a gold fielding, can get into diamond fielding with 75 speed. So Xander is always, year in and year out, one of the top cards because his swing is also phenomenal. So Xander Bogaerts is going to come in at number 18. At number 17, we have Adolis Garcia. It was tough for me to put him here, but I haven't actually used him, so I'm not entirely sure how his swing is. But he has 115, 105 for contact with 122, 119 power. He plays center, left, and right, which is very good positions to play, especially center. He has diamond defense and 99 arm with 97 reaction, so he's going to be getting great jumps. So that's why that 83 speed is a little low, but with that reaction, it should be able to get him a little bit faster and better jumps on the ball, so he should play just a fine center field with a lot of power. So Adolis Garcia, a very solid card coming in at 17. At number 16, we have Jose Ramirez. This is the fastest card I've ever seen Jose Ramirez have. He has 85 speed off rip, gets it to 90. He gets diamond defense, can play third, second, short, and left, and with that speed, he would play the outfield very well. He's got amazing hitting stats. He's a little short, but his swing makes up for it. He has a really good swing. You can see I'm hitting 500 with him with 5 home runs. He's been absolutely amazing so far. So Jose Ramirez, if you need any of those positions, I would highly suggest picking him up and trying him out. Number 15, we have Nestor Cortes, 122 hits per 9. He's got sinker, cutter, a funky motion. That cutter at 88 is going to be extremely effective. 107 walks per 9, so he's going to absolutely dot, and pitchers are a lot more scarce than hitters. So coming in at number 15, we have Nestor Cortes. At number 14, we have Aaron Nola nudging out Nestor Cortes by just a little bit, and here is why. 110 hits per 9, a little bit lower. 122 walks per 9. His par is going to be extremely small. Sinker cutter, thrown a little bit harder. So NOLA is going to edge him out by just a little bit, just because of the extra velocity and the extra additive to be able to dot whenever you need it. 13 is NOLA. Oh, it's 14. Shit. Coming in at number 14 is ARENADO. He's going to nudge out Nestor Cortes by just a little bit. He's got sinker cutter. That sinker coming in just a little bit faster, and that 122 walks per 9. He's going to be able to dot whenever you need it. In the biggest trouble, it doesn't matter. NOLA will dot. His par is going to be extremely small. So at 14, it's going to be ARENADO. At number 13, we have FELIX BAUTISTA, 125 hits per 9, 120 Ks per 9. He has outlier on his four-seam fastball. He's got the splitter, slider, and cutter. Who else does this remind you of than Jhoan Duran? However, the only downside to him, his walks per 9 is a little low. His splitter doesn't have that outlier like Duran, so it's going to be a little bit less effective in my opinion. And no curveball. He's got the slider and cutter, very similar pitches, so hopefully they don't overlap too much. But Bautista's still going to be a very strong. I think he should be definitely in your pen, coming in at number 13. Coming in at number 12, we have Taylor Ward. This card can truly do it all. 121, 112 for contact, 121, 106 for power. He's got gold defense. He can play right field, catcher, first, third, left, and center with 85 speed. This card can truly do it all. He's hitting 692 for me. This card has been unreal. His swing is great with the catcher, the corner infield, and the outfield. I mean, you're just going to have to find a spot on your team somewhere for Taylor Ward. He comes in at number 12. At number 11, we have Bobby Witt Jr. 99 speed on this card. He plays shortstop and third base. He's got gold fielding. He's got 117, 104 contact with 108, 119 power. Amazing stats. His swing, though, however, is not as good, and that's why you won't catch him as high on my list. However, with that speed combo and that offense and that defense, there's nothing you don't like stats-wise about Bobby Witt. He's coming in at 11. It's felt like it's taken forever, but we are now in the top 10, and Pete Alonso is here. 125, 125 for power, 118, 108 for contact, gold fielding. However, his swing is one of the best in the game. It generates so much exit velocity. It's so easy to time, and I know I said I didn't want to put somebody who could only play first base here, but Pete Alonso is that guy. 543 with 10 home runs. His swing is phenomenal. You can turn on inside sinkers, hit the outside pitch. No matter what, Pete Alonso is going to mash. At the worst case, he's a bench bat for somebody, but in my opinion, he's going to be starting for me over guys like Babe Ruth because his swing is just so phenomenally good. He's starting us off at number 10. At number 9, we have one of my personal favorites, Manny Machado. 125, 106 for contact with 114, 125. It is tough to find that out of somebody who can play third, short, and first. He's going to have 95 fielding, 99 arm. So he will play shortstop just fine with that 99 reaction as well. Get the best jumps there, can still dive, and can hit the cover off the baseball. Manny Machado has to find a spot on your team. He's coming in at number 9. At number 8, we're back with another starter. Like I said, starters are extremely important. Sandy Alcantara, 125 stamina, 119 hits per 9 is a great combo. 93 Ks per 9 is low. 110 walks per 9, though, he is going to dot. He has outlier on his sinker, which is huge. That sinker's going to be tunneling in there. He's got the slider, the four-seam, the curveball, the changeup, all the pitches you'd want in a pitcher. His motion's a little bit readable, but at 6'5", that ball's coming up from way high up, and it's going to be coming on you quick. So Sandy's coming in at number 8. At number 7, we have one of the collections, Max Scherzer. He edges out Sandy for me, and here's why. His windup is extremely funky. He is so tough to pick the ball up. He's got fastball, slider, changeup, cutter, slurve with all good pitch differentials. That slurve is going to be extremely effective, looking very much like the slider coming out of the hand. He's got 116 hits per 9, 108 Ks per 9, 114 walks per 9, so he's going to dot. He's going to have your PCI small, and he's going to be so funky, so tough to pick up. This card is going to dice me. He's got to be in your rotation if you get him, coming in at number 7. Just missing out on the top 5, we have Jhoan Duran. 118 hits per 9, 118 Ks per 9, 108 walks per 9. This card is filthy. He has outlier on both the fastball and the splitter. It makes it so effective. That splitter is like a slower sinker. He's got the curveball and the slider. No cutter on this card. Hurts him just a little tiny bit because it doesn't look like the fastball as much out of the hand, but nevertheless, those balls are going to fly in on you, and then you'll drop that curveball, and you will be looking foolish. He gets to 123 hits per 9 and Ks per 9 at P5. This card has to be in your bullpen. There's no excuses, and he comes in at number 6. At number 5, we have Julio Rodriguez getting us started. He's got 116, 110 contacts, 116, 120 power. That's unbelievable hitting with diamond defense, 99 arm in center, left, and right, and 99 speed, and he can get to 99 stealing. This card can truly do it all. I mean, I don't know how you don't find a spot on your team for Julio Rodriguez. He is debatably, he may be better than Mickey Mantle when he comes out. At number 4, speaking of Mickey Mantle, we have Bryan Reynolds. Easily the best card from this whole program, ignoring the event or anything else. He has 118, 115 contacts with 120, 114 power. He's got gold, which gets the diamond defense after P1 in center field. He can play center, left, and right with 90 speed. He is also a switch hitter, which gives him such a big advantage. He has to be on your team. No excuses. Bryan Reynolds, easily the best card. You have to take him out of that NL Central pack. Now the top 3, and I mean, there's no wrong answers. Jacob deGrom, absolutely unbelievable. We know deGrom from past years. He's going to get to 125 hits per 9, 125 Ks per 9. He has 114 walks per 9, which is insane. Insane. He's going to be dotting. He's got outlier on his 4-seam fastball. He's got that hard slider, which is such an effective pitch. He's got the changeup, the curveball, and that slow 2-seam. Very similar. He may as well be a right-handed Randy Johnson. Absolutely unreal coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have Corbin Burnes. You can swap him or deGrom if you wanted to, but the thing I like about him so much is that he has cutter, sinker. He has the outlier sinker, which is going to be so quick. His windup is extremely quick, so he does not let you wait around. He can still dot with 103 walks per 9. He gets to 125 Ks per 9. He is endgame. If you guys want to know what endgame is, it means he's going to be in your top 5 when this game is over. This card is absolutely unbelievable coming in at number 2. Without a doubt, we have number 1, Mike Trout. He has 113 and 121 contact without the parallel stats. He's got 125 power. He gets to diamond defense at P4 anywhere in the outfield. He has center field, left field, right field, of course. He has 99 speed and one of the best swings in the game every single year. It is absolutely unbelievable. Trout is endgame. Trout is that guy, and he is always going to be that guy. So that's going to do it for me today. If you guys like this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and if you guys like this type of video, make sure to let me know down in the comments. And that's all I got for you guys today. Peace.